I'm going to take you through broadcast intelligence, what it is. You get a free access to it with your Screen Forever ticket, so please do make the most of it. And I'm just going to share my screen, and Kristen is going to chat to me.
I am. Hi, everyone. So looking at this app with my producer hat on. When we're in those early-ish stages of development, we start thinking about, okay, what's our strategy? Who are our partners going to be? What commissioners are buying for this? These are obviously really critical questions that we need to be examining and putting in place that strategy for. I'm very familiar with these types of intel tools that can help you put together, and do that research, and it's got access to that information to help guide that thinking and to inform about what's possible. I'm not so familiar with broadcast intel, so I really wanted to learn from you guys how we can answer those questions about who's commissioning, these types of shows. Can you walk us through that?
Yes. So, what broadcast intelligence is a kind of journalistically led database of commissioners, distributors, and programs. Our core territories are the UK, obviously, US, Australia, Canada, Ireland, and New Zealand. So we cover those territories kind of as a core, but also we do cover international co-producers, and I'll show you some of that in a minute. But just to take you through the platform, the main kind of page that people will use is the commissioners. So we profile every single commissioner in our core strategy, core territories, not strategies. We profile their strategies. So that's kind of across the scope of broadcasters, streamers, anyone who's buying content, I think is probably a good way to summarize that. So every commissioner has an individualized profile. So if we take a look at Daisy Lilly, who is director of unscripted series at Netflix in the UK, a profile contains, hopefully that you can see that, and I don't need to zoom in a bit, but maybe I will just in case. Every profile contains kind of information about genre, where they're based, where they kind of are looking to commission. We then have any contact information that is provided by the commissioners. It's on if they want it out there or not. We can't control that, unfortunately. But then we have this area, which is the Pitch Me section, which is kind of detailing, what the commissioner is looking for, what they're not looking for, how they like to be pitched, some examples. And we gather that intel I have a team of 3. Our day job is basically to be researching, interviewing commissioners, speaking to press teams, speaking to the broadcasters, understanding the nuances of someone's strategy and what they're greenlighting, and kind of, providing that analysis and that information for producers, and particularly producers in development. So that's kind of what the Pitch Me section is all about.
Daisy, so how frequently are you kind of updating someone's record like that?
So every profile is updated at least once a year. Obviously, factual, fact N is moving faster, so that might be, a couple way more frequently than, say, a scripted commissioner who, probably sets their stall out once a year. We speak to them, find out what they're looking for, find out what the changes are, and then, scripted is obviously a bit slower, so the updates they're a bit slower. But in the non-scripted side, it can be as frequently as every month, depending on how that commissioner's brief is changing, and how much they're changing what they're looking for, and getting programs made that suit their slate. Obviously we are part of Broadcast, so we have Broadcast Magazine, Broadcast International, so we also are part of a wider team of journalists who also, we're all one team, so they also help out with this. So the reason Daisy got an update this week is because Netflix UK announced that they're doing her focus is a push into live programming for Netflix, and she greenlit Harry Styles' One Night in Manchester. I think this was on Tuesday, or maybe even Monday. It might have been Monday. So yeah, you can see here this is how we add programs. So these are all these every program has a dedicated program page like this, which delves into kind of the details of, when it was commissioned, who it was commissioned by, some of the tags. And when you are looking at who's making the show, you can also click into the producer and see kind of what's on their slate, what they're making at the moment, who they're making it for. So as you can see here, this is Fullwell Entertainment, and you can see there what they've got on, and you can click in and kind of see what else they're making, who they're making it with, the TX date of that all that kind of information, as well as the production team where that's been available. A really fun thing about these tags is that they're all clickable. So if you're kind of looking at Next Gen Chef, for example, and thinking, I've got a cooking show, what other cooking show, what shows have we tagged cooking recently, to see what's kind of out there. And it pulls up, any program over the last, well, we go back very far. We go back to 2018. But all the programs that have been tagged cooking by us.
So like theoretically, you could go, okay, show me all the cooking shows that were commissioned in the last, 12 months or 2 years or whatever, and then look at who made them, who commissioned them, who produced it, all those kind of, that level of detail is searchable.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you can slice and dice the filters in different ways. So for example, if I go onto Paul's profile, who commissioned this Channel 5 drama, and go and look at his looking fors, not looking fors, I can also say, for example, I've got a thriller idea, I can click thriller, and what that does is bring up all the commissioners that are looking for thriller content. And again, you've got these filters up here, which you can even, make it even more, filter it down even more, so we can look at Australia. So, for example, we've got Rachel from the ABC. And again, similar profile, we've got her email, we've got the ABC pitch platform, all the information about what she's looking for in her slate, her pitch preferences, her background, who she reports to, and then some of her recent commissions as well here. So that's kind of the commissioner aspect of it, but we also cover distributors. So, for example, we were just speaking to Pilar, and DCD Rights has its own distribution page. These work slightly differently to commissioners, so we don't have individual pages, it's on a company basis. But here you can see the DCD acquisitions team, a bit about their content strategy, similar, what they're looking for and not looking for, company profile, and some of the things on the slate. We were talking about My Life is Murder in our chat, so that works out very nicely. So you can kind of be able to build and gauge who you're talking to commissioner wise, who you want to talk to distribution wise, and kind of start to use that information to put together who you're pitching to, who you're looking to talk to. Just quickly, this is the programs page, so it's all of the latest green lights across our core territories, and you can filter that by searching for a production company. So if you wanted to go back to, how I could spell it, Fullwell, you can, or you can look at, say, for example, you wanted to see what daytime shows have been greenlit recently, or you wanted to see what's been recently going on with, let's find something that's going to have some Apple. You can see the latest Apple green lights across. And again, you can filter that via country. So you can see what's US and what's maybe not US, probably a little bit less. So yeah, that's the core of the site, but also as part of our kind of membership offering, we also do events. As you see, our next event we're going to is Scream Forever, as mentioned a few times.
What a surprise.
what it's like we planted that there. But we also do and host our own events. So what those kind of take the form of is it'll be me or a member of the team chatting to either a group of commissioners, a group of distributors, either based around a theme or a particular broadcaster. So that'll be a nice, 45-minute chat, dive into what they're looking for, not looking for, how you pitch to them. And then what follows is we open up for 15 minutes kind of speed meetings with the commissioners. So you can get some really valuable FaceTime. We've had a few, actually, if you are on the site, you can watch this recording, which is actually one of our subscribers, Nate from Redeeming Features, talking about how he met Dan Korn, who's VP of Programming at Hearst Networks, through one of our one-to-ones, and how that led to a successful commission and a successful relationship. So if you are interested, check that out, because I think it's a pretty good advertisement for us.
Amazing, really. We just had a question in the Q&A about when you're seeing the list of projects for, say, a commissioner or a production company, that's only projects that have progressed to green light and been released. It doesn't include anything that, say, went through development, right?
Yeah, it's just when a green light is made official, just because I don't think I have the brain power to also track development. I have to wait until the so it's just anything with an official green light that gets added to the program index, so you can see what's made it out of development. But yeah, that's kind of a quick tour of what broadcast intelligence is and what we do. If you have any questions, though, please do email me. My email is alice.redman, my name's on the screen, at broadcastnow.co.uk. I don't know how to put it on the screen for everyone, but I should have.
Yeah, I can't work it out. I'm not sure how to do it either. Techno fail.
But anyways, alice.redman at broadcastnow.co.uk. Shoot me an email, and more than happy to talk through how to use the site a bit better, or go into detail on anything. We also, I've worked at Broadcast Intelligence now for 8 years, and just loved speaking to producers about what's on their slate and giving them some kind of steers of what profiles to look at and where to go on the site, which can sometimes be a real shortcut, because we do have over, let me get the official number, don't say it wrong, 676 profiles. So it's quite a lot of information on there, and it can be overwhelming to sort through. So always happy to hop on a call and give you some pointers.
Wow, that is pretty fabulous. Thank you. Yeah. And so just to remind everyone that with your registration, you have free access to this included in your registration for Screen Forever, and the access is until April the 30th, I believe. So, please jump on and use it. Don't waste it. It's an incredible opportunity.
Yeah, make the most of it.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess that wraps us up.
Well done. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. And thank everyone for staying on to listen to me talk about broadcast intelligence.